Everyone want to go? Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me today. I have a confession to make. I made a promise to select Jai Newcomb in my KFC Supercoach team, but he is not in my team. I know. It's like asking someone to marry you, standing them up on their wedding day, or promising the floss every day and not doing it. But hear me out. The troll in me runs deep. I apologize to all our listeners for misleading to you. I know you were counting on me to lead the charge on Jai's Supercoach bandwagon like all Horne supporters are. I let you down. I should have picked him. It's like being in the KFC point to the camera, sponsor us, and saying, I'm getting chicken nuggets, but Wicked Wings is what we're getting. But let's get serious for a second. As the host of Breaking Even, one of, if not the most anticipated KFC Supercoach podcast in years, according to my mum, I shouldn't have let my enthusiasm get the best of me and promise something I couldn't deliver. I'm sorry, and I'll try to make it up to you by picking Jai next year. In all seriousness, I value the trust that you have in me, yada yada, blah blah blah. I'll tell you about the player that I will be. Breaking Even is back. We're amateurs, stay amateurs. I'm your host Huss, with my amateur buddies Jung and Chev. Let's get straight into it, to Clangers and Hangers. We'll be discussing one each of our Clangers and Hangers. Chev, who's your Clanger?
Clanger for me this week, for my team, is, I'm calling him Tanner the Spanner, because he's created a spanner in the works. For me.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Tanner, 311k, brought him in. 14% of other teams also own him. So he's 57 Supercoach points. Just didn't cut it for me this week. Expected 85 to 90. He had a really good practice game. Just didn't happen. He stopped like every other Geelong player in the fourth quarter. So, it really affected his scoring. But, don't know what to do, guys. I don't know if to keep him or trade him. What do you reckon?
Has he even averaged that high before? 80 to 90 that you wanted to?
He hasn't. He obviously, he's come from a stacked GWS team where he didn't really get that much minutes in the midfield. Going by his practice game and, the talks within the Geelong camp, he's going to get a lot more centre-bounce attendances this year. I would have projected him to, get around the 85 to 90. I was hoping, but clearly not this week.
Well, you can probably, my thought for you to bring in would be Willie Rioli. He did well. However, if you bring him in, you're dead to me. Just putting it out there.
Well, look, Tanner BRUHN, it is round one. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. They did play Collingwood, which were a phenomenal side to be. I think you probably give him another week, is my suggestion. 17 touches, 58 Supercoach points, as you said. Look, if you were to move him on, maybe Jason Horne-Francis, if you've got some money in the bank as well.
Look, to be honest, with Horne-Francis, I did look at him at the start of the season.
Yep.
Being a North Melbourne supporter, it's very hard to look at him at all.
Yep.
But, my heart says no, but my head at the moment is saying bring him in because he had a ripper game. So he's a viable option. He's only going to cost me another 20,000 to bring in. So
That's disgusting.
honestly, I'm considering it.
Okay, cool. All right, well, let's get to the next clanger. For you, who's yours?
Well, there was a lot of talk about who the ruck should be this year, and if you should bring in Grundy or should bring in Max Gawn, who are previous set and forget players. So I decided to take the risk, and I brought in Grundy. And I'm disappointed in myself. What did he do? 69 Supercoach points from 17 possessions. He had 4 free kicks. 4, So, and 12 hit-outs and a goal. And 69 Supercoach points is definitely not what I wanted from him. I don't know what I'm going to do with him yet. I'm still yet to be decided on if I will get rid of him to bring in someone else. What are your guys' thoughts?
Should have went with Gorn. That's my initial thought. It's obviously going to cost you more, but
Yeah.
it's one of those things where, first game for the club, he hasn't played a lot, didn't play last year at all. Let's give him another game. I would give him another game, see how it goes.
Look, it is round 1. They did come across the big Timmy boy, who did dominate them for a bit, taking on the 2 guys. Look, 512k is the price you pay for what you get, in my opinion. 69 Supercoach points. He did only have 12 hitouts, though he scored a goal in a behind.
How much money do you have in the bank?
I've got a lot.
Yeah.
I got over 100,000.
Get him out, bring in Gorn, that's it, done.
I've got enough to bring in any player.
Yep.
Bring in
Let's
Gorn,
just say.
set and stay.
So
With 69 Supercoach points, it's probably worrying signs already for Grundy. But you could give him another week. It's totally up to you. Well, let's move on to the next clanger, which is for myself, with Liam Jones. 1 kick, boys. 5 Supercoach points at price at 228. He's probably going to be stinks for a couple of weeks. Thoughts and prayers with you, Liam Jones. Speedy recovery, fam. I'm in quicksand here, boys. In my defence, I need to move him on, I believe. Who do you?
I'm in the same boat. I blame
Same.
Elliot Yeo for my picking of Liam Jones last minute. Bit of a panic pick, and it turned out to be that 5 points is. How can you keep him? Honestly,
you can't keep him in your team. He's not a premium where you think, okay, cool, I can hold on to him for 3 weeks and then I'll bring him back in because he needs to be in my team.
Yep.
He was someone there because Elliot Yeo, couldn't look after that calf of yours, and then to bring him in and to get a bit of money or funds into your account. But after that, you have to get rid of him.
Mm-hmm. Look, I've got 21k in the bank as well, boys. So it brings me about to 250. Do I go high? Do I go low? Suggestions.
Go up for me. I reckon you go low.
Yep.
Tom Cole. Tom Cole is one that you could potentially bring in. He's a premiership player. He's been in the system now for 5 or so years, and he will play every game. He's not someone who I feel like is going to be on the fringe of this Eagles team. He was injured last year, so that's why he's 180,000. He scored, I think, 79. So I think he will be a good pickup for you if you wanted to bring him down. Go down.
Yeah, Jung and I were at the game yesterday. He had a decent game, everywhere. The ball was down there a lot, so he had a lot of exposure.
Yep.
His kicking was great, so he scored quite well. I think he scored maybe close to 90.
I think 78 or 80.
Yeah. So for a 180k player, that's all you can ask for. For me, Jack Bowes is a viable option. People need to look at him. With Stewart out, he's going to be out for a while. If he comes in, slides into that defence, takes the kick outs, he's priced at around 200. So
glad I did bring in Stewart.
Yeah, dodge that bullet. Yeah. Feel sorry for the teams with Stewart and Jones this week.
Yeah, there'll be probably a lot of teams out there suffering, so we're trying to help you guys just as much as you're helping us. Please leave your thoughts and comments on who to suggest to move on or to keep for another round. Let's get straight into the hangers then, guys. Chev, who's your hanger?
My boy, Cheezel.
Yeah.
Harry Cheezel. What a star. What a game. 34 disposals, first game. I think I was reading something, I think it was 4th all time leading disposal getter for a debut. Yeah, all class. Clarko played him half back. Everything went through him. Took some of the kickouts. He's a lock. You got to get him in. If you don't have him in, guys, get him in. 190k. Got to get him in.
Mine is our favourite Irishman. Well, it's my favourite. Conor McKenna. Coming back from a year off, back in Ireland, from Essendon, now playing for Brisbane, and he scored 90 odd. Yeah. So he was at 80% disposal efficiency. So he's going to get a lot of the ball. He averaged average when he was at the Bombers in the last year where he played a full season. He averaged 20 odd disposals a game, and of that, nearly 15 of them were kicks. So if he then starts performing at that kind of level again, then you're going to get an average of 80 from him every week. But definitely, he's 167,000. I'm glad I brought him in. So that is another option for you to go down for all you Liam Jones holders. If you want to come down to Conor McKenna, he should be in your team.
Yeah, really good option. He's saving money by downgrading, and very reliable. He looked really, really good.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. The Conor McKenna one. I might have to look into that one. Yeah, because I don't have him in my team, so he might be a great valuable option. All right, for my hang-up guys, North Melbourne guy, Jack Ziebell. 26 disposals, 22 kicks, and we all know disposals with the Supercoach boys, it really helps out. He's priced at 356, 102 Supercoach points. I feel like he's got to get his, was it 2019 or 2020 season? He had a standout?
Yep. It was a couple of years ago.
2021.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like he's going to be at his all-time best again.
For me, I would be very cautious with that. It was only up against the Eagles. So, if all predictions are correct, which I'm still optimistic, but if all predictions are correct, West Coast will be the bottom 2-3 teams.
Yep.
So he was playing against one of the worst teams in the comp, and he was going to score well. So I feel like you need to wait and see how he's going to play over the next few weeks to decide if you should bring him in or not.
Well, next Saturday, the Kangas are playing Freo at Optus Stadium, so they are away as well.
It's a tough game.
It's going to be a very tough game.
Yeah, look, everything went for him. Sheasel and Ziebell kicking to each other on the weekend, getting some cheap Supercoach points. Both of them took kick-outs. You've got to remember Hall's going to come back to the team. When he comes back, he's going to take the kick-outs, and the halfback's going to be his spot to transition. Taron Thomas as well, talk about him playing halfback as well and in the back line. So I'm very sceptical. Like, I would love to bring him in. He's a good option for me for replacing BRUHN as well, but I don't know yet.
And that's Breaking Even's Hangers and Clangers. We're amateurs, stay amateurs. Please give us your thoughts and comments on the video on who you liked and who you didn't, and we'll go from there to build your team and our teams.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and click on the bell for notifications. Ding!